Sometimes you get into a situation where you have to say, thank you for laughing during sex. Not at me. I mean with me. I mean at our predicament. We aren't professionals. We are guests to each other's bodies. We don't play this polite. We aren't acquaintances. This is a party but not cordial. We are laughing in love, and you can hear us outside. You'd think it only natural, two people stripped down, vulnerable, soft, turned on, brains usually turned off. That instinct would have you know what goes where. I am 6 million years in the making, intended to fit with you enticingly. But I am also wired to think that the sound two slick bodies make as they meet in rhythm can be kind of funny, caught in the middle of you whispering, "You like that?" That sometimes when I hook my arms under your thighs, pin you against the wall, cradling you in all our pleasure, what we might not have considered is I might have overestimated the strength of my arms, and we might have underestimated how much you'll move and the angles, and my footing might slip, and our little Cirque du foreplay maneuver might knock over a mirror. It doesn't break, thankfully. You make that face you make when we barely avoid disaster. We giggle till my arms are weak. Now we're both in a heap. It's not sexy, but it's us. Our smiles make us weep. Shower sex is impractical, especially when we're both tall. I have elbows like scythes, and you can't get your hair wet. We envision our favorite movies, the steam, the hands against glass, the heat of the moment, and with soap breathing your chest, I'm a big proponent of making this work. But one dramatic twist during a kiss and we have de-shelved the shampoo, the bar soap, the loofah. When did we get a loofah? I go to pick them up, my ass hits your waist, hits a sliding door, it's unhinged. The dog is barking now because the things were dead. We might as well be. Because I'm a wheezing wet mess and you're barely on your feet. But we can't help but smile. We were made for this. But no one told us what to do. We stumbled through and figured out what works for me and you, and it changes too. This position isn't always a winner, and a wand isn't always magic, but it usually is. Our kinks are not static, but I take such comfort in knowing neither is your sense of humor. This is levity amidst the lust, the little chuckles before we bust, because we have that effect on each other. Comedy is the joyful unexpected. And the way I feel with you will always be so connected because we laugh at it all. So thank you. So this next one, so there are lots of different kinds of forms of love that we encounter in our lives. There is the love that you feel from a partner, which is like this positive, glowing, beautiful thing. But there's sometimes love that comes at you and it is jagged. And you don't understand it as love in the instance that you receive it. Like when someone sits you down for a very stern chat because you're going very far out of line. Now, there was a point in my life where I had to recognize that this is a love that hurts initially, but it's a love that I need, and it's a love that I want. Because all of us are in search of that at the end of the day. So sometimes, love will be a punch to the face after telling your best friend you're planning to kill yourself tomorrow morning. There's a twisted needle in your arm. It is knotted. A burl of a tree around the vein in the pit of your elbow, a forget-me-not to tie a promise never to cut near that sacred scar again. I am stopped. I am the problem in this hospital, a problem everywhere. Fluorescent lights rush overhead as a hospital bed travels rapidly down corridors. 4 nurses hold me down. I am not strong, but I don't care if I'm hurt. Fight a live wire in the rain, and you'd see why the needle to calm me is just a little shy of piercing through the panic I am caked in. Why forcing that needle through trembling skin left an implement built to heal me, twisted. This is all in the midst of me screaming, please, just kill me. As if the doctors would suddenly see my neurosis as the full body necrosis it had become. I am fighting. I hear sirens. I ask the paramedic if I deserve to be here. I pass out before I hear them reply. I am broken. You're my best friend in the whole world. Please just stop. How can you not listen when someone says that? I dropped like my spirit left me. Or maybe it was the relief of him setting it like a broken arm with just a few words. My shoulder is hyperextended by an entire dorm room coming together to stop me. 6 years later, I'll dislocate that same shoulder as I'm diving back into depression, as if my body tries to remind me what feeling disconnected really means. It is debilitating. But you can come together again. I'm in his room, and he's telling me what the fuck I'm thinking. This is all raw to him. And it doesn't help that both of us are shit-faced. His friend opens the door to his room, intrudes on my breakdown, and my hand goes from my side to an uninvited throw. I already regret what I'm doing. But I have affirmed the fact that I am broken. Dangerous like a shot dog with a purpose. All jaws, no sense, and a million years of conditioning to finish the job no matter what. We're all coming out of this hurt today. Please shoot me again. I can't breathe past the froth in my mouth. Don't catch what I'm spitting. We're outside a bar in cool midnight summer air. I've just lost my cool over my best friend's new rugby pals giving him playful grief. So we're outside because I need to explain why I'm being so fucking weird. Why I've ground my temper to a hair trigger on a stone I picked to roll up a hill I never cared for, but one I had resolved to die on. Why I was rattling like a box of loose keys that had long lost their locks, while my mouth is deadbolted, so we're fucked to open that one up, but by God, I am exploding, man. Because I just wanted to see you one last time before I off myself. My guy, I just wanted to speak to you one last time before I off myself. Bro, I just wanted you to tell me to stay one more time before I off myself, and you did. In your own way, love hurts. But it never had to like this. It's the summer before and school is disappearing in the rear view. A congregation of our classmates trying to make like America are handing out awards to solidify that we were here, that we meant something. There was most likely to succeed, most likely to become famous, best class clown, and one joint award. Best bromance. We stood in a room of 178 other friends and said, just you and me, brother, let's keep this going. I wish I spoke to you more. You wake up with a twisted needle in your arm. But you do wake up. You wake up with the bruise of a conversation under your eye. You wake up to your best friend looking older. Confessions crash forth against ears only primed to hear you breathe again. Confessions are for crimes, and the only one almost committed would have been leaving too soon. Love doesn't need to be a punch to the face. It can be just a pinch. Many pinches of mercy made unto yourself, prying open your latched heart. Let it hang from your chest. Those that care know to hold it gently. Though, if you fail, rest assured, love will be a punch to the face. Thank you. So, given the statistics of suicide, ideation, and people that attempt suicide, I think most people in this room would have a friend that has been through either a deep depression or has harmed themselves or has made an attempt on their lives. It may be yourself. And given the fact that you are here or that like you've spoken to your friends, I think we've all been in a situation where we've tried to check in on our friends, where we've tried to give them the space to be vulnerable. And I think that is such an important thing in this day and age. There is a glut of men that feel that isolation somehow equates its way to power. And it never is. We are and always will be a people that require and need community. And I have a friend that is struggling a bit. And how's it going is always where it starts. It's odd that he's still surprised when a joke parts into a check-in. Maybe because it catches me off guard too. A grown test rising midst childish play. At the crest of our midday, this sun dims a bit beyond view. I'm all right, man. Is that consistent crack in well-rehearsed stability. Take my hand, brother. Notice it stays after you let go. I know you know, but it doesn't hurt to remember it wasn't by chance that we met on a bus 2 stops before school. That it took countless breathless stitches in our sides from jokes primed in ink that only we could see to sew together what we've got. I will never let you live down the shit you've said to me. It is coinage I keep, not to spend, but to hoard. To remind me I am wealthy in moments lived in valued company. Coinage that I've never needed to doubt the authenticity of genuine currency. It started there. But somewhere along the bus journeys, realization rose of cracks branching for miles beneath the breadth of our smiles, sprung from kindred pains, different but still the same. I am not your perfect brother, but by God, I wish I'd be. And I'm not your perfect mirror, but in cracks, there's symmetry. So when I hear you say, I'm all right, man, I hear myself say, I'm all right, man. And the cracks grow, and the cracks grow, and I know you know there's more to say. Thank you. Now, these last 7 months have been a time of immense change to me. And really, my whole life has just been a series of immense changes, one after another, which is something we've all experienced, obviously. But I think we get caught in the trap of considering some changes as a loss. And that is it. And it has been a hard lesson for me to learn that things that seem like outright losses to me recently have been immense pushes towards growth. And I was talking to my partner and she gave me a word. She's Austrian. The word is Lebensabschnittspartner. Now, I know, really romantic word to throw around with your partner, but it seemed to encapsulate something that I just couldn't quite put to terms before. Like, it gave me a kind of peace that I was looking for. Like, when you have a limp, but you're really not sure why, and then you go to a doctor and they tell you that you've torn a tendon. Now you know there's a road to recovery. You will come back a little bit different, but stronger for it still. You've learned something. So, to illustrate my point in why this word gave me so much solace, let me explain it to you. Lebensabschnittspartner. Life section partner. A gorgeous German distillation of something about as mystifying as splitting an atom, and the violence that follows, the wondrous shine. Have you ever sat with your hand on your side covering a wound you can't quite explain, but as soon as it's diagnosed, the relief washes over you as this phantom is lassoed by a definition? Here is Lebensabschnittspartner for your wound. They were your whole heart, your soulmate, but only till the expiration date. They were the right person for the time, exactly who you needed. The better loved and lost rather than never loved at all. They came before the March and April of you. They pushed and pulled you towards exactly who you needed to be now. Come lie in me, they said. I shall be the snow to soothe you before the spring of you rolls forward. I will be gone, but I shall water the earth you will bud from, whether I want to or not. I was the object of your ire. Thank me for the scars you acquired, for the way I burned you so utterly. Thank me for lessons you learned, not later, but early. I brought you to the brink of the wire, gave you the sating drink you desired, but oh, did I make your poor heart stir. Call me your Lebensabschnittspartner. You breathed them in for days, months, years. They sat in your lungs, ran the circuit of your body from legs to ears, lapped it with their tongue, but now they're just somebody and you're not as young. You look at the clock of your life, the way it ticks forward. You can't deny the gears behind the face of it, every misshapen one. The way they clambered into place day after foreign day amongst the mechanism of your being, just another cog, but a whole new chain completed. Is there anything as subtle yet obvious as growth? But you were there once, together. Arm to goose-pimpled arm in a garden staring up at borrowed starlight. Behind a house you both loved, sometimes lamented for its warm corners and moldy windows. But the space it gave you, the way it filled that space with bills. You eventually left home behind for work, or maybe because you broke something soft between those walls and ran from the wreckage. Too much to clean. You left because calling a house your home does not equate to rent, and all the real money was spent. Take pictures in all the rooms you meant to in the midst of contentment, in the midst of surviving, every room a living room, well-lived rooms, your Lebensabschnittshaus. The beloved chaos that is your dog joins you on the deck, nuzzles your neck just after lifting a leg by your one surviving plant. They don't gaze at the light in the sky, just at you as if you gave a tender glow. Your dog taught you patience, that after a day of reining in and nipping, you will still abstain from moving, just to avoid losing the pressure of something using you as a bed. You are rest. For a few more years, for the rest of theirs, their mild weight stays in your lap long after. The one command they knew well. Stay. Your Lebensabschnittshund, pissing on your Lebensabschnittsplants. In that moment, surrounded by the currentness of your life, an Abschnitt of your life, do not worry about the next. Accumulate in borrowed starlight. Fight that moment, embrace it, weep for its passing, for what it brought you and chiseled away. You have no idea how long it will last, how it made you, you. Thank you. So, if you can have any takeaway from this set, it is keep pushing. Just keep pushing, please. By virtue of the fact that you are here, you are a mosaic of so many beautiful shattered moments of life mixed together with the ones that you consider whole. Please keep going. And please don't let the takeaway from this night be that because I said love can sometimes be a punch to the face, that you sometimes punch people in the face that you've just met. That is not what the takeaway should be. I take no liability for you doing that randomly. okay? And if someone punches you in the face, don't don't just mistake it and be like, they must love me. It's contextual, and please read the room, okay?